Hello and welcome everybody. We are getting ready to kick off round number 6 of the Stock Car Series here tonight. Looking forward to this one. We got a lot of great competitors. As you can see, we'll highlight one coming out of the pits right now in that Davey Allison paint scheme. John Furness, new to the league, but right now is setting on the top of the speed charts here in practice. Furness making his first appearance with the eSpeed Racing League. We'll have to keep on him. It's been an interesting season so far. We've only had two competitors win races here. Points leader Chris Carroll and second place Jaden Hopp. They've been swapping the wins back and forth. It's made for some interesting racing to see which one's good at where and everything like that. We'll try to capture one of them out on the track. Doesn't look like they're out there just yet. Get a good look at their cars or anything like that, so we'll touch base with them. Right now, Jaden Hopp, second in points. He's setting second on the speed charts. Chris Carroll, your points leader, he is currently setting third. Nick Baris, Brian Traeger, Alex Harris, all those folks doing really well here tonight. Showing some good speed, so we will see how that shakes out here during the race. There's Jaden Hopp. He's running that number 4 TRD machine. Again, he's going to be the one to look out for. He's put up his best fight won last week at Pocono in an impressive showing. Get our camera set correctly here. As Jaden gets the tires warmed up, looks like he'll be making another Q run at it here momentarily as he's pulling out of the pits. We are here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. Kind of a defunct track now, not on the NASCAR schedule, but it's always a fun one. Always puts on good racing. We're going to be running a night race here. 100 laps. Makes for some exciting racing. iRacing has made this track much more multi-groove, which kind of, really impacts the racing. Ran a ARCA race here previous season where it was very top-line dominant, which was a little interesting. Made it much like the progressively banked Kansas, and I know Chicagoland doesn't necessarily have that progressive banking, but with whatever grip characteristics they're using on this track, it's definitely much more multi-groove than it was previously. Highlighting Larry Bell, one of the Iron Men of the league. He has completed every event, official event that eSpeed has put on, so look for Larry to have a good run, currently setting 11th on the speed charts. Total of 17 competitors here tonight. We'll see if anybody else joins here right before we go to qualifying. Check out Brian Traeger. Traeger in the number 6 Mustang. He's had a good showing this season so far. Setting 6th on the speed charts. As our qualifying session has, practice session has run out, we will be jumping over to qualifying momentarily. As you get a good glimpse at the Chicagoland Speedway. Interesting track, 1.5 miles, but there is no back. The backstretch isn't straight. Let's just put it that way. It is one continuous curve back there. Makes for a really interesting dynamics as they're coming down through that. So let's talk about how the season's gone so far. Like I said earlier, we've only had two winners breaking out results back and forth. That'd be Chris Carroll in the number 99 Pit Lizard Performance Camaro, and then in second place in points, that would be Jaden Hopp in the number 4 TRD Toyota. Carroll has taken the opener Daytona, won at Legacy Atlanta, and then took the race at Iowa, whereas Jaden Hopp won at Nashville Superspeedway, and then last week at Pocono. We'll take a look at those results. As you can see there, Jaden Hopp in that number 4 machine, getting the big win at Pocono. Chris Carroll, though, when he hasn't won, he has finished second. That's what he did here last week again. So keeping that, not a lot of opportunities there for Jaden to close up the gap, as Carroll's been consistently first or second all season long. Lauren Shaughnessy, shout out to him with his best eSpeed finish, picking up a podium spot there in third. Alex Harris, another top finish for him. He ends up fourth. Nick Burris, Luke Doran. Myself, I ran that race. Ended up seventh. Daryl Whitford, eighth. Brian Zimmerman, ninth. Brian Zalbeski, 10th. All those guys been consistently up front all season long. We'll take a look at the point standings. But yeah, it's been the Chris Carroll show this season. He was our season 1 champion, and he's looking to reclaim that position over last year's points winner, Brandon Sheffield. Sheffield having some difficulties again. Pocono ended up getting into an incident and taking him, which took him out. He's currently tied for 6th. Has a lot of ground to make up. There is one drop week this season. Looks like Sheffield wasn't able to make this race due to other commitments. So it'll be either Chris Carroll or another new champion in the eSpeed Racing League this season. But Carroll has a 13 point lead over Jaden Hopp. And then following them, Luke Doran. Luke Doran having another impressive season. This is the second season for him in the league. And then Brian Zalbeski, Brian Traeger, Derek Whitford also there tied for 6th with Brandon Sheffield. Brian Zimmerman, Larry Bell, like I said, the Ironman. Two competitors here get the Ironman reward. That's Brian Traeger and Larry Bell. Both of them have competed in every race so far this season. So great stuff there. We'll jump over. Let's take a look at how our points or how our drivers are doing as far as qualifying. About a minute 45 left, but Jaden Hopp is on top of the leaderboard with a 30.7, followed by Alan Wilson, the third, Jason Jackson, Chris Carroll, a points leader currently setting 4th, Steven Gibson, always a hot shoe at these 1.5 milers. He'll be competitive here. Luke Doran, Brian Zalbeski, Alex Harris, Nick Burris, Larry Bell, and Lauren Shaughnessy rounding out those who have qualified. Again, kind of surprising to see, but John Furness, he was the driver that is coming in to make his first start. He was the top of the leaderboard in practice, has not put down a qualifying lap, so we'll have to look to see if he tries to be the driver that comes from the rear to the front. Other drivers not qualifying so far. Daryl Whitford, Andrew Griesbaum, and Brian Traeger. So we shall see, as we will be within a minute of going racing here tonight. Again, Stock Car Series Round 6 for those that have just joined us. We are at Chicagoland Speedway for a 100-lap race. Tonight's rules, there are 2 green-white checkers. If we do have a caution at the end, these drivers do have an incident cap. A 12X is a pass-through penalty. If they get up to 16X, that is a DQ. So we try to play it, keep the racing as clean as possible. That's worked for us in the past and everything on that. They have a total of 5 tire sets here tonight. We'll see if they even use all of them. We had 3 at Pocono, and I think we only went through a total of 2 sets for most people, with only 1 caution. As our field gets set, we will go through the rundown. Give you an idea. All right, on the front row, on the inside, that number 4 card, that is Jaden Hopp. Followed by Alan Wilson III in that number 79 machine. Let's get to a better camera there, sorry. All right, there we go. On the inside row number 2, the 86 machine, that is Jason Jackson, followed by the 78 of Andrew Griesbaum. In row number 3, on the inside row, that number 99 machine, that's your point still leader, Chris Carroll. On the outside of him in the 20 Starburst Duos machine, that is Steven Gibson. Back here in row number 4 on the inside row, the number 5 machine, that is Luke Doran. And the 00 Neon Tiger, that is Brian Zalbeski. On the inside of row number 5, the Kodak Films number 14, that is Alex Harris. On the outside of him, the Civil Tech Mustang, that is Nick Baris. In row number 6, the number 43, that is Larry Bell. On the outside, USA Firearms Machine, that is Brian Zimmerman. On the inside of row number 7, the number 9, that Highside Racing Machine, that is Lauren Chauncey. On the outside, that is John Furness. In row number 8, that is starting 15th, the number 6 machine of Brian Traeger. And then the number 17 of Daryl Whitford. So our field is set for 100 laps of action here tonight. Coming to you live, eSpeed Racing. Round 6 of the Stock Car Series. The premier series of eSpeed Race League. Again, Jaden Hopp, last week's winner, second in points, starting from the pole here tonight. See if that young man can continue his damage to Chris Carroll's point lead. Make it a competitive season and try to get his first championship. Always a great track for racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. Should see a lot of action here early on. Lights are off on the pace car as the field makes its way through turn 3 and 4. Starts and restarts are on leader in this league, so Jaden Hopp controls the start. See if he can use that to his advantage as the pace car peels off.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Jaden fires off, gets off to a good start already. He's going to easily clear Alan Wilson III going into 1. Take a look at the battle in the back, the battle for the second spot. That's going to be Jason Jackson in that gray 86 Camaro on the inside of the 79 Highside Racing Supra, driven by Alan Wilson III. Chris Carroll already trying to work his way up. He is battling Andrew Griesbaum in the 78 on his outside. Alan Wilson able to use that outside line to get himself clear of Jason Jackson for second. Now it's going to be the battle between Andrew Griesbaum and Jason Jackson for third. Griesbaum not able to close the gap, and that's going to leave him open for Chris Carroll to try and take that position. The number 99 Pit Lizard Performance Machine, our current pole sitter. As we go 3 wide, back here for 7th, Nick Baris, Luke Doran, Alex Harris, all battling closely. Looks like Nick Baris is going to back out of it. Save face for now. As we got some intense action early on. Great battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Down the backstretch, Alex Harris is going to pull out on Steven Gibson and send it in there to take the 6th spot. Maybe some tire savings at play here for Steven Gibson as he's starting to fade from his early starting spot. As we go back up front for the battle for 4th position, Andrew Griesbaum and Chris Carroll continue to battle it out. Carroll looking at the outside of Griesbaum. Nothing going, and these guys are going to have to start dealing with the 14 of Alex Harris here momentarily. Already good action so far. Fastest that time by looks to be Jane Hobb. Our leader, Clean Air is king. We now have Carroll poking it out to the outside of Grease Bomb down the backstretch out of turn 2. It's going to be a drag race into 3. We'll see if Grease Bomb can use that momentum on the low line or Carroll can clear them on exit. They're running side by side down the front stretch. Looks like Carroll is going to drag Alex Harris with him in the 14 car. Alex Harris right now our biggest mover up front. We'll go back here and highlight this machine. Start shotgun on the field, the 028 car. That pair of 28 cars, we got some Davey Allison fans here battling it out. John Furness and Brian Zimmerman. I know for a fact Brian Zimmerman's a big Allison fan. I'm just going to assume Furness is too since he's running that paint scheme. These guys battling it out. Furness is up 4 spots already at the start of this race as he's moved his way into the top 10. As we got some more movement up front, Chris Carroll has moved into the 3rd position. And again, Alex Harris has been lockstep. Oh, a little contact, maybe between the 78 and the 86. And Carroll just marching his way to the front, already passing the 79 of Alan Wilson for second. And again, Alex Harris just been right in Chris Carroll's back pocket. He's going to go ahead and go around the 79 machine as well, as Jaden Hopp has built out a 2-second lead within the first 9 laps of this race. We'll see, though, with points leader Chris Carroll moving into second, if he can track down the 4 car of Jaden Hopp. Those two have been battling back and forth for the wins each week. Chris Carroll outgunning the young man right now, 3 wins to 2. As we got a big move for 4th place, Andrew Griesbaum sends it to the inside of Alan Wilson. Griesbaum's able to clear the 79 machine. Wilson started on the outside pull, but he is beginning to fade, as right now he runs 5th and he's about to possibly lose another spot. This time to Nick Maurice in the 66 machine. Those cars getting very close on the exit of 2. See if Maurice can use that high line. This track, very multi-groove, as you see cars running top to bottom in these corners. Maurice is going to be able to clear the 79 and take over 5th spot. He's going to try and battle the 78 of Andrew Griesbaum. Maurice using that high line very effectively. Make his way up through the field. Oh, he tries to crossover move on Griesbaum down the backstretch. Maurice now going to take the low line this time. And he's going to go ahead and slide job his way up the track and in front of the 78 Purina machine of Andrew Griesbaum. So lots of movement, lots of action here tonight so far. But right now, Clean Air has been key, as Jane Hopp has started from the pole and built himself, again, a 2-second lead, and it's kind of maintained that so far. But the big movers, Chris Carroll up 3 spots, Alex Harris up 6 spots. They're going to try and track down that number 4 machine. That time by Chris Carroll, Alex Harris, all faster than your leader by about 1/10 of a second. Go back here at the back as we see Alan Wilson continuing to slide. Now getting pressure from his teammate, the 5 car of Luke Doran. Both those drivers racing for High Side Motorsports. Battling it out for 6th. Another big mover starting shotgun on the field, John Furness. He is looking at this battle up in front of him. Licking his chops, looking to see if he can gain a few more positions, get up here and battle for the lead. as we have an attempt there at a pass for fourth. Andrew Griesbaum in the 78. Both those cars, the 66 of Nick Baris and the 78 of Andrew Griesbaum, starting to close in on the third place competitor, Alex Harris, in that number 14 Kodak machine. Just in front of them, second place Chris Carroll. We'll have 15 laps in. We'll start to see how tire saving strategies are working. These cars tend to run tight most often, depending on the track and the setup. This one felt pretty neutral, which probably means the long run is going to tighten up as the race goes on. We are 15 laps in. You can see the gap is starting to close between Chris Carroll and Jaden Hopp. That time by only 1.4 seconds separate those two cars. Go back here to the back for a battle of 8th place again. Alan Wilson continuing to struggle. Now will be losing about 7 spots from starting on the outside pole as the 28 USA Firearms machine of Ryan Zimmerman clears himself down the front stretch. He's going to take over that position, but not without a fight as Wilson looks to the inside. But nothing going further. Right now, a couple cars slipping back. That is Alan Wilson III in the 79 machine and Jason Jackson in the 86. But we got some movement up front here as Nick Baris has made his way around the 14 of Alex Harris. Alex Harris might have used up his tires as Andrew Griesbaum now is looking to the inside of the 14 machine. Again, very important tire savings at this track. Though it's multi-groove, you can run faster on the inside, but you are wearing off that right front. And I think that's what we're seeing a little bit here with the 14 machine of Alex Harris. As he starts to slide, once was third place, now is in a battle, about to lose 5th place from Andrew Griesbaum in the 78 machine. Well, our lead has shrunk. That time by only 1.1 seconds. Chris Carroll just a little bit faster than the 4-car Jaden Hopp. We'll have to see how this plays out. If this continues to go green, we should see competitors come in right about the halfway point. Fuel window. Total max running it out seemed to be right around 55 laps. That time by Hopp and Carroll, almost identical laps. Carroll just slightly faster as that lead maintains about 1.2 seconds back of our points leader, the 99 machine of Chris Carroll. We are 20 laps down, 5th of the way through tonight's race. eSpeed Racing Stock Car Series for round 6 of the 10-race season. It's been good so far. Again, these two here battling back and forth, 4th, 5th place, swapping this position. That time by Andrew Griesbaum picking up 4th. We'll see if he's able to maintain that, get himself cleared of Alex Harris. So far, not so good. As these two continue to run side by side. Looks like Harris is going to be able to get back out in front, coming down the backstretch. But these two cars starting to lose some ground from the cars up front, as well as starting to feel some pressure from the 5-car here of Luke Doran, currently running 6th. And also John Furness in the 028 car, running all the way up to the wall, running the Tyler Reddick line. So far that's working for him as he's moved up from the 14th position up to 7th. Go back through the field, take a look at some of our other competitors. Right now, setting 10th, the 00 Neon Tiger. Check him out on Twitch. Popular streamer, he is Ryan Zalbeski in that 00 machine. Looking good so far, holding that spot, maintaining his time. Right behind him, Brian Traeger in the 6th. Traeger's up 4th position since the start, so he's made some headway from that 15th position. Maintaining his time. We got a battle here between a handful of cars. Jason Jackson, who started third on the day, on the outside of him. Larry Bell, oh, some contact. Oh, 2 cars through the infield. Jackson and Larry Bell make contact. They keep it straight. They'll keep going green. But unfortunate incident there between those two. Looked like both cars were just going for the same real estate. Jason Jackson ended up in the quarter panel of Larry Bell. Both those cars are going to lose a lot of spots as Jason Jackson's troubles continue and falls down to the last spot in the field. Another competitor there, Daryl Whitford, running 15th. Well, he should be moving up. He currently running 15th. Looks like, 14th. He was able to get around Larry Bell. Just ahead of him, Lawrence Chauncey in 13th, Stephen Gibson in 12th. Go back up to the front as we continue to see a battle between Alex Harris and Andrew Griesbaum. Those guys have been swapping the 4th spot back and forth. Really good race here. As the Kodak machine continues to lead. Very hard to pass once those tires get worn in to go down low like that. Alex is able to control the air off of Griesbaum's nose. Take him tight on exit, as you can see right there. Kind of running a Logano line. That's kind of a Logano defense mechanism. Saw that at Kansas last week when Logano got the lead. He was able to run that high line, but on exit he would cut it down, make the car behind him get extremely tight. It didn't work for too long. Logano didn't have too great of a car, but it was an interesting technique, and we're seeing it employed here right now by Alex Harris to try to keep Andrew Griesbaum at bay. Griesbaum trying so hard to make that inside line work, but just not able to do it. We'll jump on board Griesbaum just to get an idea of a lap around this track and what he's dealing with in racing the 14 machine of Alex Harris. As you can see, interesting backstretch. Nothing straight about it at all. Griesbaum trying to keep clean air on his nose, goes to the low side. As you can see, the car really tightens up on exit. That's what he's dealing with when he tries to get around Alex Harris. Just ends up losing momentum, but he's going to continue to fight on that low lane. As Furness, highlight him, he's made his way all the way up to 6th place now, getting around the 5 car of Luke Doran. Furness right now one of the fastest cars on the track. Take a look at the speeds this time by. Jaden Hopp running a 32.547. Furness running a 32.481. Nobody else was able to run a faster lap. One guy I know slowed up on the speed charts. That's your 3rd place car, Nick Parise. That time by was about 0.3 of a second slower than everyone else on the leaderboard. He may be dealing with a tight race car, really struggling with that outside line. We'll look at the speeds this time by. Yeah, again, about a 32.9. Oh, nope, 32.6. So still having some issues. Maybe a little tightness running that high line. But that's starting to bring in Alex Harris, Andrew Griesbaum, and John Furness to challenge for that 3rd spot. Again, Jaden Hobb continuing to hold on to this 1.3 second lead over points leader Chris Carroll. Jaden Hobb really needs some trouble for Chris Carroll to happen to be able to eat into that 13-point lead. But Chris Carroll currently running right there behind him in 2nd position. Hopp, though, eating up those lap-led and most lap-led bonus points, doing anything he can to close up that gap between him and Chris Carroll. It'll take a lot of work, but Hopp is giving it his hardest. Carroll, though, consistent in that 99 car has finished first or second all season long. He continues his strong performance as got big battle here. Furnace has caught the 4th and 5th place cars, and Greasebomb now really pushing the issue with Alex Harris as he doesn't want to lose a position to the 028 car of John Furnace. As you see, Furnace running the high side, Harris running defensive line in the middle as the cars come down the front stretch. That's going to allow Furnace to get around or to the outside of Greasebomb. Furnace making a big move to the outside. Harris moves up to block, but Furnace takes it way low down the backstretch. Furnace is going to try and take 2 spots at once as he dives it down to the inside of turn 3 on Alex Harris. He's going to be able to slide up. He's going to put down the slide job. Harris has to back out of it down the front stretch. And Furnace is going to move his way into 4th place. Does no help for Andrew Greasebomb, who had been working on Alex Harris this whole time. He is still stuck behind Harris, and Furnace is going to be able to move on ahead and set his sights on the 66 machine of Nick Maurice. Right now, one of the fastest cars on the track is that 028 Haviland machine. That time by running at 32.598.
Sorry about that, Luke.
10th faster of our leaders. We got some chatter. We'll take a look back. As we had 2 cars get into contact, we'll have to take a replay of that. See what happened there. As it looks like Luke Doran and Ryan Zimmerman might have got together. Zimmerman just gets really tight on the exit of 4. Comes down, clips Luke Doran. Both cars go through the infield, don't bring out the caution. As Zimmerman gets it righted. Unfortunate to see. Back here live. Jump back to the front as we have some action. John Furnace able to get around Nick Maurice for 3rd. He is now going to go try and track down 2nd place Chris Carroll. And your leader, Jaden Hopp, currently set 3.3 seconds back of those drivers as we are about 10 to 15 laps from green flag pit stops. This battle right here started to get a little bit heated. Alex Harris trying his best to keep Andrew Greasebomb behind him. Greasebomb again trying to work to that low side to take over the 5th position. Just loses momentum down the front stretch though. As Jaden Hopp has extended his lead, he's setting about 2.2 seconds from 2nd place in points, Chris Carroll. We'll look at the speeds coming to the line. This time by. Appears to be fastest car on the track is John Furnace. Jaden Hopp able to put down a 32.677. Carroll 32.680 and Furnace at 32.582. So about a tenth of a second faster is that car right there, who's moved from the 14th position at the start of this race all the way up to third. New challenger making his first start here at eSpeed Racing, John Furnace, looking to be a strong competitor, running that top line from the start. May have lost momentum though, as he is setting about 3.4 seconds back from your leader. That time by Jaden Hopp was the faster car. That doesn't mean Furnace can't make things difficult for Chris Carroll in that number 99 machine. Carroll, your points leader, has been one of the most consistent drivers, well, on probably the most consistent streak of any driver in the eSpeed Race League. Again, finishing either first or second all season long. Right now he's losing a little bit of time to Hopp. Furnace also closing in. Both those cars about a tenth of a second faster than Chris Carroll. As again, we are nearing green flag pit stops, as the fuel window is about 55 laps, and we have gone green all the way so far. Your closest battle, Alex Harris and Andrew Griesbaum for fifth. We'll take a look at the rest of the field, saying seventh. In the number 20 Toyota, run that Starburst paint scheme, Steven Gibson. Brian Zabeski's been able to recover a little bit here, saving with tire savings. He finds himself up to 8th position he started. Brian Traeger, Ironman, currently up to 6th spot. He has moved up, up to 9th spot. He's moved up 6 positions since the start of this race. He got the high side teammates of Alan Wilson III and Lawrence Shaughnessy battling it out for 10th and 11th. Take a look at that gap between second and third. It is closing up as Furnace is within 0.4 of a second behind the 99 machine of Chris Carroll. A little wiggle out of that 99 machine, having some trouble putting the power down. That time by Hopp ran at 32.7, Carroll at 32.8, Furnace at 32.6. We'll have to see how the strategy works out, as what we have seen is Carroll's strategy usually is to go long to maximize the window. We do have 2 cars coming to pit road just as the window is open. That is the 43 of Larry Bell and the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. So both those cars coming down for fuel and tires as the pit window has opened. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Good to see you. Sorry you missed the start, bud. We'd love to have you out here racing. It's been a good one so far. All clean racing. As this gap has quickly narrowed, John Furnace now drops to the low line, trying to put pressure on Chris Carroll as they come down the front stretch. Again, Furnace about a tenth of a second faster than your points leader, Chris Carroll. Furnace, impressive showing here tonight, has moved up from 11th up to, from 14th up to 3rd, now about to take 2nd. Looks like Carroll is going to go ahead and let him have the spot. Classy showing by our points leader. Jaden Hopp is happy to see that, as Hopp is trying to close in on that points lead. 13 points at this time of Chris Carroll. Hopp is going to get an extra bonus point over Carroll for leading the most laps, as we have more cars hitting pit road. We have the, the 86 of Jason Jackson on pit road. 78 of Andrew Griesbaum, who was running 5th. Alan Wilson III. He is in. All those cars receiving service. Keep an eye out. We got more coming in. Alex Harris who was running fifth, and the seventh place car, Brian Zalbeski. Who else is coming in? We got Daryl Whitford still out there. Our leader, Jaden Hopp. John Furness second, Chris Carroll third, as those cars are making their way down the front stretch. As you see, Jason Jackson recently getting tires. He has unlapped himself at least one so far. Looks like our leaders are going to extend the pit window again, about 55 laps. And we are currently working lap 52. So we'll see if we have any takers between the top three of Hop, Furness, or Carroll. Looks like Hop is going to stay out on the track. Extend the run. So is Furness. So is Carroll. Nick Parise has pulled the 66 machine. That's your fourth place car. He's going to go ahead and come down on lap 52. As well as Lawrence Shaughnessy. Try to get around to our leader, Jaden Hopp, to see when he decides to come in and pit.
Pitting this lap.
We have a call. Luke Doran now coming down. That's your seventh place car. Chris Carroll is in. Chris Carroll, that's an interesting move. He's not going to be able to stay out and lead a lap. He's going to try and do it on the back end and try to get out in front of Hop and Furness. We'll see how that works. Steven Gibson in. Try to cycle around 54 laps. They're going to have to come in soon. We'll see if your leader comes in this time. It appears he will. We'll keep an eye out. Hard on the brakes. Really fast getting in. Furness is going to stay out. No, Furness is going to follow him in. So your first and second place cars in the pits. We'll have to keep an eye. Chris Carroll, he undercut him by a little bit. Is he going to be able to beat him out? Oh, Carroll is down low. There,
Alright, man,
caution is out. We have a caution during green flag stop. Steven Gibson's around. There was an issue with the 99 machine. We will go back and take a look and see what happened with that. Maybe an issue for our points leader. Give us 1 second while we pull up that replay. As that was an odd situation. Chris Carroll was slow. Here, we will go with this. Odd situation that brought out the caution. As you watch that 20 machine of Steven Gibson, he was the car with trouble. See Chris Carroll make his way out. Steven Gibson fires off, exiting the pits. And somehow, appeared the car just snapped on him. But I think he was low enough that it shouldn't have brought out a caution, but for some reason it did. Odd situation with that. As we'll take a look around the track to kind of figure out what happened here. Interesting scenario. We do have our leaders back down pit road. Jaden Hopp is, let's see, he has cycled back around to the lead. John Furness, Andrew Griesbaum, Nick Parise. Chris Carroll, after all that, ended up fifth, but it appears he may have come back down. We'll look to see how the scoring shakes up, as we do have a handful of cars on pit road still. Chris Carroll's machine, Lawrence Shaughnessy in the pits. Jason Jackson getting some of that damage repaired. Luke Doran as well. Larry Bell, some of the damaged cars trying to get things fixed. That will shake up the results a little bit. Again, we'll see what they are coming across the line. I think some trouble for our points leader, Chris Carroll. But yeah, Jaden Hopp will be scored first. John Furness, Andrew Griesbaum, Nick Baris. Brian Zalbeski moves into 5th. Stephen Gibson, 6th. Brian Traeger, 7th. Alex Harris, 8th. Daryl Whitford, Chris Carroll. Again, came in that pit cycle running 3rd. Finds himself all the way back there in the 10th position. Really interesting circumstances. He was actually exiting the pits and slow down there when the caution was thrown. So it appears that some drivers were able to move out in front of him off that pit stop, and that's really set him back. Jaden Hopp and John Furness got the stop just before the caution came out. And that could shake up the points right now as it stands. Jaden Hopp has been scored as leading the most laps. He'll get an extra bonus point for lap led as well. So that's 2 bonus points plus all the positions right now between him and Chris Carroll. Carroll does have a drop. Again, he's finished 1st or 2nd all season long. So his worst race would revert back to a 2nd place finish. So that may take one of his aces out of the hole. And he'll have to make sure to run super clean all the rest of the season. But interesting circumstances at play here. Race 6 of 10. Jaden Hopp is your leader.
Ryan, I got to get down there.
Am I close to be able to pass to the truck? That's what it's hoping to do.
Okay, now stuff is... Things have gotten interesting. We're going to put this on hold 1 second.
It's waving us all around.
Okay, I am going to throw the yellow. Let everybody get reset. This is weird. I don't know what's going on.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason it stuck me and Jason behind the pace car after we were on pit road when all that just happened. But we were on the lead lap. Now we're fixing to lose a lap.
All right, bear with us, folks. We're trying to get something fixed. Sorry about that, folks. Having to admin and fix iRacing's mess. So yeah, weird, interesting circumstance. Had the
Lawrence, am I supposed to be on the bottom? What are we doing here? Do you know?
I'm just liven up even odds, so.
Chris, you were on 10th. It was scoring you in 10th, so you should be on the outside. Lawrence, you are row 6, inside row. Daryl Whitford, you are inside row. You should be 9th. Harris, 8th. Okay, that looks about right. Carroll, you should be on the outside. Daryl Whitford.
Like, and this one was wrong there.
Right.
Okay, good luck, guys. Again, sorry for all the confusion. Never have had that happen before. Well, that's what happens sometimes when you,
Rocky exclamation point, clear all, no space. Once we hit like turn 1, should take care of anything.
Alright, good luck, drivers. Green this time by. Jaden, you control the start. Alright, folks, we will get back to your regularly scheduled programming. Jaden Hobb controlling the start. We got to clear some penalties for drivers. Okay. Should be good now. Jaden Hobb controlling the start. A good battle heating up here. Nick Burris sends the 66 up into the 3rd position. Tire savings not so important as we have 38 laps left in this one. Big battle for the 5th position. That is 4th position, Andrew Griesbaum. Oh, Brian Zlebeski sends it in the inside of the 14 machine. Not able to clear Alex Harris. Down the backstretch. 78 choosing the low line. Stephen Gibson fading to the top line to block the run of the 14 machine. And your points leader, Chris Carroll, already trying to make quick work. He is up to the 7th position from his 10th starting spot there at the beginning. He needs to make quick work, try and get up there and recover as many points as possible to protect that points lead from your leader, Jaden Hobb. Big battle here for the 5th position as Alex Harris catches the outside wall. He's scuffed up the right side of that number 14 Kodak machine. Just in front of him, Stephen Gibson is going to work his way underneath the 78 machine for 4th place. And a hot battle here for 2nd as Nick Burris goes to the inside of newcomer John Furness. He's going to go ahead and take it as we have 35 laps left in this one. But right now, Jaden Hobb about 0.3 of a second faster than the cars behind him. He has taken off and built himself a 2-second lead on Nick Burris as he sets in front of the 028 car of John Furness. We'll have to get more information about Furness. I really have none. This is his first race here. He's put on an impressive performance driving up from the 14th spot to battle it out in the top 3. Always good to have a hot shoe come in and test our competitors, and he's doing that right now. As he runs 3rd, right now feeling some pressure from the 20 car of Stephen Gibson. Just behind him, these two have fought tooth and nail. Andrew Griesbaum and Alex Harris. Harris making the recovery from bouncing off the outside wall. But both these cars are going to be in some pressure as your points leader, the 99 machine, Chris Carroll, sits just behind him. Carroll now working to the outside of Griesbaum. This is almost a replay of how John Furness was able to get around both these cars. As Carroll moves onto the back bumper of the 14 machine, Alex Harris. Carroll giving a good push down the front stretch. He's going to get a run going into 1. And send the 99 Pit Lizard Performance Camaro up the track in a slide job right in front of the 14. Strong move there to move himself back into the top 5. He's got some racing to do to try and get back up there, as Carroll lost all those positions when the caution came out as he was setting on pit road, or exiting the pits. Now the battle for second is heating back up as Nick Brees is starting to slide a little bit. Furness is able to quickly move to the low side, and he's going to clear Brees. Coming out of 2, Brees shoots down to try to cross him over. No dice there, as we are 30 to go. Furness runs that middle lane through 3 and 4. Brees has nothing there, and now is feeling pressure from the 20 machine of Steven Gibson. Steven Gibson feigning to the outside, going into 1. Gibson pokes his head down low. Brees blocks. Brees loses some momentum down the backstretch. That's going to allow Gibson to move down. Going into 3. Brees again heads straight down the track. Gibson this time feints high. Exiting 4, we'll see who has the momentum. It looks like Gibson. Gibson moves right onto the back bumper through the tri-oval. Very close there. Gibson moves underneath the 66 machine. All Nick can do is move up to the top and try to save one more spot, make it a little harder on Chris Carroll. Steven Gibson, after that spin coming out of the pits, he's going to be 4th. So Gibson takes an inopportune spin to actually kind of becomes advantageous as he sets currently 4th. Carroll now working on the 66 machine of Brees. Your points leader now looking to the inside. Brees has slid from 2nd, now about to lose the 5th position. Or actually the 4th position. Go on board Chris Carroll. As you can see, running just a little bit lower. Brees really dealing with the tight race car. He may have hurt his right front as they come down the front stretch. Entering in turn 1. Carroll is going to be easily cleared of the 66 as they head to the backstretch. And Carroll is now looking to set his sights on the 20 of Steven Gibson. But the tail of this race has been all Jaden Hopp. 3/4 of the way done here next time by. Running lap 75 of 100. Hopp has built himself again another 2-second lead. Him and Furness just that time by. Furness has ran about 0.2 of a second faster. So Hopp, he might have something to deal with here at the end as newcomer John Furness trying to play catch up, get around the number 4 machine. Again,
Right, man.
oh, caution is out. Big wreck as we got Traeger, Brian Traeger upside down. The 14 of Alex Harris was around. Big incident there. We are going to check in on that. Not sure what happened there, but we had a big incident. Involving your 5th place car, or 6th place car, Alex Harris. As you watch here, we'll play that back. Harris just gets really tight on exit, catches the wall. He gets into Andrew Griesbaum. Griesbaum able to save it. Harris tries to come to a stop on the backstretch, and then Traeger just misjudges it and plows into the 14. Traeger goes up and over. Serious damage on the 14 machine as well as the 78 car. So unfortunate to see. That is going to take both those machines out as Alex Harris was having a good race. As our field makes its way down pit road, we'll keep an eye on this race out of the pits. As it's Jaden Hopp in that number 1 pit stall. He'll try to beat out John Furness, and he just barely does. Steven Gibson's going to come out 3rd. Your points leader, Chris Carroll, he'll be 4th. Andrew Griesbaum involved in that previous accident. He will be 5th. As a car that really fell down the charts. Take a look. Nick Burris did not have a good stop. Came in 5th. It looks like he will shake out to about the 11th spot. So not really sure what happened to the 66 Civil Tech machine there. But he is going to fade back to the back as he had trouble on pit road. But this one has gotten a bit exciting here. To the end, couple cautions. We haven't seen that much in this league for a while. Hopefully we don't have issues with the running order here as we did the previous lap. But yeah, Brian Traeger, unfortunately, he is out of the race. Looks like another car to the garage. That is the 43 of Larry Bell. Alex Harris sets in the pits repairing damage. We'll see if he's able to get back out there and recover a few spots. But unfortunate to see as a big impact there out of turn 2. Elected your 5th place running car, the number 14 of Alex Harris. Big race so far, race number 6, the first race of the second half of the season. Jaden Hopp right now leading the race. He is 2nd in points. Your points leader, Chris Carroll, running 4th. So those are the 2 to watch. Just behind them, 3rd place in points, the 5 car, Luke Doran, setting on the outside of row number 3. Should get the 1 to go this time by, as that young man in the number 4 machine has been impressive so far, has led every lap. But this is about the closest John Furness has been within striking distance. We're going to have a bit of a shootout, as it's going to be only 20 to go at the line. Again, Jaden Hopp controls the start. Very impressive showing by Jaden Hopp, trying to make it 2 in a row. He won last week at Pocono. I think Hopp was hoping to get more of a lead over, or collect some more points over Chris Carroll. Carroll on that last restart. Start 10th, moved his way back up to 4th. But now Carroll is within striking distance of possibly winning this race. The wild cards in between all this, newcomer, first race in, John Furness in that Davey Allison inspired 28 machine. And on the inside road, the 20 car, Stephen Gibson. Gibson having his best showing of the season so far. Has been involved in a few incidents. As we get ready to go green, Jaden Hopp is going to go ahead and make a jump. Furness is going to try to pull down and clear the 20. Looks like he's able to do that. Gibson throws a block on the 99. Gibson now feints to the outside of Furness. Oh, may have tagged the wall. That's going to allow Chris Carroll to make a run at it. Carroll looking on the inside for 3rd. Coming out at 2, Furness hugs that white line. He doesn't want Carroll anywhere near him. Builds about 2 car lengths of lead on the 99 machine. 99, Chris Carroll has the Stephen Gibson all over his back bumper. Carroll's able to push that machine out in front of the 20 Supra and go ahead and clear Gibson. I think Gibson might be dealing with a little bit of damage from tagging that outside wall. In all this, Jaden Hopp's able to build a half-second lead on John Furness. Carroll now fading to the outside of Furness. He's going to like to make a run. But right now, Jaden Hopp, fastest car that time by at 30.7. About 0.3 of a second faster than the rest of the field. And he is cooking with fire as the rest of the field falls back with 18 to go. The biggest battle right now is that 3rd position between Chris Carroll and Stephen Gibson. shout out this young man in the 5 car. This is the best he's run. Luke Doran had an interesting start of the race. Got a little bit of damage from contact with Brian Zimmerman. Was sent through the infield. But your 3rd place in points. Luke Doran making an awesome recovery to get up to 5th. Try to hold on to as many points as possible, because that is a points-paying position. 3rd, top 3. Going to be splitting about $185 for the championship points. But he is facing some pressure from the 78 of Andrew Griesbaum. Go back up front. As you see, your leader coming out of 2. About 7/10 of a second lead over John Furness. As we come to the line with...
All right, man,
oh, caution is out.
Caution is out.
Nick Maurice is out and around. The 66 machine. We saw him have a tough pit road experience and now finds himself out and around back in 11th. We'll take a look at that and see what happened to him. One thing about it, these competitors should have plenty of tires. All right, we got it here. We'll take a look at that incident. The 66 machine of Nick Parise, as you can see right there. Going through 1 and 2, just bobbles just a bit, slides it, ends up losing it down the backstretch, does a great job not hitting anything. Well, maybe. No, he doesn't. So, great job there to avoid that. As our field makes its way down pit road, think we should have everybody in. Oh no, 2 stay out, 3 stay out. Big move here. Jaden Hopp, John Furness, Steven Gibson with the gamble. They stay out. Your points leader, Chris Carroll, stays, and the rest of the field come in. We might have a situation where we got some sitting ducks. Actually, there's some strategy there. Andrew Griesbaum, Lawrence Shaughnessy take 2. Alan Wilson takes 2. Chris Carroll going 4 is better than anything. Will be your first car out on 4 tires, but he's going to be starting deep in the field with about 3 left. So we got some on new, old, not taking tires. We got some taking 2 tires. And then your first car with 4 tires is going to be starting about in the, I would say, 7th position. So interesting strategy here tonight. We've had a little bit of everything in this one. It's been exciting. As Jaden Hopp has controlled this race from lap number 1. Lawrence Shaughnessy and Andrew Griesbaum trying to take the opportunity. Take 2 tires. Interesting call, but it's 14 to go. And it is big to win. Alan Wilson III also, I believe, took 2. Your first car on 4 tires. Your points leader goes from 3rd back to 7th. And he's going to have to navigate some possibly slower traffic to get up there and get a win. This might be a bold move for the top 3, who last pitted about 10 laps ago. I would say they do have about 4 or 5 laps on older tires, but that may be enough to cause some issues. We'll have to see. Sometimes with that heat cycle, it may help a little bit. We've seen it with the next gen car, but this is a whole new ball game with this Xfinity car, how that's going to affect. So, fascinating racecraft. Again, Jaden Hopp has ran so well, led 80 all laps so far. We've had a couple cautions. He's been very fast on his restarts. John Furness, the big mover, trying to get that hard charger award that we don't really have. But he started 14th, moved his way up to 2nd. Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Jaden Hopp gonna try and hold on to this thing. He's gonna have 13 laps to do his best. He's got some fresh tires. Again, top 3 on old tires. That's Jaden Hopp, John Furness, Steven Gibson. The 3 cars behind him only took 2. That's Andrew Griesbaum, Lord Shaughnessy, Alan Wilson III. First car with 4 tires. That is Chris Carroll, and on the outside of him, that is Luke Doran, third in points. So this could have some points implications by the end of it. So far, this race is going to break the season record, well, tied the season record for cautions with 3 so far. Only other race to have as many, that was at Daytona. So it's been really, really interesting. We shall see if what goes in effect here. Lap 12, cautions breeding cautions. As the drivers come down, pace car drops off. Jaden Hopp will lead it. He takes off.
Green flag.
Steven Gibson's going to get to the inside of John Furness. That's what Jaden Hopp wants to see. Chris trying to get around some older tires. He jumps to the inside of Lord Shaughnessy for 4th. Lawrence again on, little bobble out of Carroll. Hopp down, snakes down the backstretch to try and break the draft. And we got a battle for 2nd. Oh man, this is getting good. As the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. All impressive. Shaughnessy up and down the track, tries to throw a block on Chris Carroll. That is not going to make Carroll none too happy. That's going to open the door for Andrew Griesbaum on the inside. Here on over the speaker, Lawrence saying, "I'm sorry." Looked like Lawrence just got loose, but Steven Gibson was able to work around the 028 car of John Furness for 2nd. And now Gibson's setting his sights on the 4 of Jaden Hopp. As we are 9 to go. Now Gibson on the outside of Hopp. Hopp runs him up high. Gibson now looking low. This is the first challenge we've had for the lead. Can Gibson take it? Gibson looking to the inside. He pushes up the track. Hopp fighting back on the outside. Hopp is going to still maintain the lead. Again, Hopp has led every lap so far. Furness now looking to the outside of Hopp. We may have a 3-wide battle here. As they're coming out of 2, Hopp shoots to the outside, blocks Furness's run, goes down to draft. Furness is going to take 2nd, and Furness is going to look to the outside of Hopp for 1st. But Hopp is able to push that Supra all the way through the corner and maintain that lead. Furness looks to the outside. Gibson looking left and right. Chris Carroll has joined the battle. He's made his way around Lawrence Shaughnessy and now looks to insert himself into the picture in 4th position. 7 laps left. Hopp snakes down the backstretch. That might be a mistake as Furness is able to get to his outside corner. But now we got Gibson looking to the inside of Furness. That opens the door for Chris Carroll for 3rd. Chris Carroll on the inside of Gibson. Door to door coming down the front stretch. Into 1. Carroll sticks his nose in there. They stay tied. Now we got a battle for the lead. John Furness on the inside of Jaden Hopp. These guys swapping back and forth, inside, outside. Hopp now on the outside, has to defend. Try to use that outside line to get around the newcomer, John Furness. This will be the first lap anybody else has led. And Furness is going to do it. Steven Gibson now looking to join the battle. We got a 4-man battle. Furness, though, pushes it. He's going to try and clear himself off of Hopp's nose. Unable to do it. Squeezes him up to the fence. Oh, contact. Carroll has to back out of it. Contact between Steven Gibson and Chris Carroll. Battle for the lead. Furness again inside of Hopp. Your points leader now has a battle on his hands as Andrew Griesbaum looks on the inside. Right there is Lauren Shaughnessy, but your battle for the lead, Jaden Hopp, John Furness. 4 to go, 5 to go. Jaden Hopp trying to pressure Furness as much as possible on that outside. Furness unable to make it stick. Down the back stretch they go. Into 3, Furness again slides to the inside. Side by side, door to door. Jaden, though, gets that run on the outside. He's able to clear the 028 car and hang on to the lead. Now we got that battle for third. Stephen Gibson holds on to it. Oh, contact there. Maybe a little retaliation as Gibson goes Tar outside. Carroll on the inside. He's got Gibson. He's got it. Griesbaum on the inside. He's got Lord Chauncey pushing him. Carroll's gonna go ahead, clear himself. Contact. Lord Chauncey, Stephen Gibson, Alan Wilson. Big wreck.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
As you see, the 20 car battling tough. Unfortunately gets caught up as it looks like he gets turned by the number 9 machine of Lawrence Chauncey, and that is going to collect his teammate of Alan Wilson. We'll take a look at that. One more. As it was close quarters racing between Lawrence Shaughnessy and
Rocky, how many green white checkers?
Andrew Griesbaum, or I'm sorry, Lawrence Shaughnessy and Stephen Gibson. You see Stephen Gibson had to get out of it. He cuts down right there. Lawrence Shaughnessy was already there. Bounces off Shaughnessy and into Alan Wilson. We will catch up with our field as some have come down the Bear with us, folks. Little admin work. You see some cars coming down for service. That time by. We'll take a look. Our leader is in. So is John Furness. We'll see how this works out as we have the green-white checker. Apologize, folks. Let's get around to our good camera. After all that, we have a handful that have stayed out. Unfortunately, Furness and Hop kind of changing strategies. They have now gone to new tires. We have a handful that have stayed out. Again, Andrew Griesbaum took 2 on the last time by. Chris Carroll has new tires. He'll start, or newer tires. He took 4 the last time by on lap 86. So these guys have about 15 laps for use. Interesting strategy. So after that, Furness was able to beat Jaden Hopp out. I think Furness took 2 tires. He is going to restart in the, we'll see as it comes by. Wow, he's going to be in the 8th position. Jaden Hopp in the 9th. Those are the new tires this time by. They're going to have about 15 laps and a lot to deal with. As you can see, the number of cars that stayed out from that last pit stop, that's going to cycle the lead over to Andrew Griesbaum, our 3rd new leader of this race. Chris Carroll just to his outside. Lawrence Shaughnessy, who was involved in that previous caution, he's going to line up 3rd. Luke Doran will be 4th. And then Brian Zalbeski making it up to the 5th position. Brian Zimmerman's going to have a little bit of damage. He is starting 6th. Daryl Whitford, in his highest run so far, he's set 7th. As we do have 2 green-white checkers, this will be the first attempt. As this battle has heated up, a lot of points implications here. Your points leader now is on outside of row 1. Before that caution, he had just gotten into the 4th position. The man that had led all the laps right until right before that, 1st and 2nd. Well, Jaden Hopp was your leader. He comes down to pit others stay out. The other car that pits, John Furness, interesting strategy. I don't know if they'll have enough time to make it through this field. I know we've had a lot of competitors out, but I don't know. I would have stayed out, but it was kind of one of those things. If they stayed out, everybody else would have came in. So unfortunate sitting ducks out there in front with that caution to come out. Again, surprisingly, this race had the most cautions of any eSpeed event so far this season. Pace car lights are off. Andrew Griesbaum, this is his first time leading. He will control the start. Chris Carroll on his outside. Again, on lap 86 was the last time these two cars pitted. And on that stop, Griesbaum took 2 tires. Carroll took 4. Lauren Shaughnessy also took 2. Luke Doran, so on the outside front 2 rows, those are going to be your 4-tire shop cars on lap 86. Pace car is off. Andrew Griesbaum controls it. He's going to take off. Chris Carroll was lagging back. I don't know if that's going to work out well for him because he's immediately challenged by the 9 car of Lawrence Shaughnessy. John Furness immediately, there's your new tires, jumps to the outside. Jaden Hopp is mired in traffic, nowhere to go. Furness with a drastic move, jumps to the inside of Doran. And he sails it in there on the inside of Zilbeski. He's going to pull to the back bumper of Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy blocks. Furness now dives to the inside for 3rd. Already within 1 lap, he has moved all the way up to the 3rd position. Now looks on the inside of Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll dives down to take the air off the front of Furness. We'll see how effective that is. Carroll's going to go ahead and give up the spot. Carroll radios in over the thing. He's going to give it up to Furness. Jaden Hopp has not made any momentum up. Oh, almost contact coming out of 4. Lord Shaughnessy on the inside of Chris Carroll. And we got a battle for the lead. Newcomer John Furness. Oh, we got a flood. That is it. Andrew Griesbaum gets his first win. What a race. Chris Carroll, your points leader, comes out beneficiary of that. He finishes 3rd. 2nd place in 4 points. Jaden Hopp was not able to make up much ground. He finishes 7th. What a race.
Get on there, Lawrence. It's fun, man.
What a race.
I heard you let John go. I was like, now's my chance.
All right, we will get an interview with our winners.
Earlier,
hold on momentarily.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah, good race, guys. Thanks for lifting there with 2 to go a little bit.
Wow,
late.
what
Got
a
little
race.
swirly, and
We'll
I was
try to
trying
get
not
word
to
with our winner as
cause
well
a problem
as
coming off 4 there.
looks like maybe
Yeah,
3rd place.
I bumped you. I thought I was going to turn you.
Looks like John
Where's
Furness
everybody at?
is not in here just yet.
Yeah, I felt the bump, and I was just like, oh, I knew it wasn't intentional or
We'll
anything.
wait
I was
word.
like, oh, I'm just slow and he's fast.
See if we can catch, if anybody's doing the demo derby. Well, looks like we got Chris Carroll still in here, so 3rd place finisher Chris Carroll. We'll try to talk to him.
Yeah, luckily when I got into you pretty square.
Bear with me as we move him to the broadcast channel. Chris Carroll, we'll talk to you. Our leader, or our winner
Yeah,
and 2nd place is not in the Discord
the
just yet.
Best bump in that
What a race, man.
situation, so
Ended up
It's like,
squeaking out
oh,
3rd. It looked like it
caught
was
I know I can go.
going to be scary there for a minute for you.
Yeah, I got Harry there. I think it was Gibson come up into my left run. I had damage after that. I think I think if that doesn't happen, I think I had them. I had those fresh tires, and they were feeling awful good there. And as the laps were going, it was getting faster. So I had to fight it as hard as I could to keep my spots there at the end.
Yeah, no, interesting strategy called there at the very last. Top two, Jaden Hopp and John Furness, decide to come into pit. They stayed out the previous caution. Think that might have played into the strategy, but then they come in for that last, right before the green-white checker. What were your thoughts leading into that? Did you think they were out of contention at that point?
I mean, I thought they could get there, but I didn't think they could get around the leaders. There's still enough speed in those tires to kind of hold your own, but not, they're a lot faster by themselves if you could run a different line and kind of slow them up a little bit. But I didn't think they would win. I thought they would gain. I figured they'd come get me with the damage for sure.
Gotcha, understand. Well, you're going to be able to extend your points lead. Jaden Hopp was not able to recover after coming in for that final pit stop. He finishes 7th, you 3rd. He did pick up bonus points.
Sorry,
but how are you feeling as we go into race number 7? We're going to Road America.
Rocky, I've run one race with you at Road America.
He was able to get it fixed.
And I stunk up the show, so I better put in some laps there. I don't usually practice, I run a bunch of different leagues, so I don't have time to practice the other tracks, but I definitely going to have to put some time in there and figure it out because, one, I'm not a road course guy, and two, I stunk up the show at that place. So.
Oh, I hear you, man. Well, it'll be very interesting to see. Right now, you've kind of averaged a podium finish all season long, so that points lead is likely to only grow here tonight. Any final thoughts or anything like that?
Yeah, man, it was a hell of a race out there. I had, the damage thing sucked at the end, but, it was real fun going at it with the boys at the end there. And I come in Chicago not feeling too good, and all the boys in the Discord, we were all kind of struggling here, and had to figure it out as the race went on. And I just love this league, man. It's clean. It's we get to go at it here, and every guy respects each other. And I just thought it was a hell of a race and a hell of a league, and it's a lot of fun.
Definitely, man. Well, it was quite the show here tonight, so I appreciate a great finish in 3rd. We'll see you next week at Road America.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rocky. Thanks for all you do for us, man.
Yep, no problem. We'll see you. All right, that closes it out. Another fantastic night of racing. We'll run through that final leaderboard. Andrew Griesbaum gets his first win here this season. Finally breaks up the logjam between Jaden Hopp and Chris Carroll. That strategy at the end works out in his favor. He's going to take the win. Newcomer John Furness ends up 2nd. Points leader Chris Carroll 3rd. Lord Chauncey on a bit of a hot streak. His 2nd top 5 in a row. He's going to wind up 4th. Brian Zalbeski, good run for him. He will be 5th. Luke Doran 6th. Jaden Hopp, unfortunate, led almost 90% of this race, only to have it come down to tires at the end. He is going to wind up 7th. Nick Baris, nice recovery, finishes 8th. He spun earlier. Brian Zimmerman 9th. Jason Jackson 10th. Daryl Whitford 11th. Alan Wilson the 3rd ends up 12th. Stephen Gibson, him and Alan Wilson, unfortunately, in that final caution, they will finish 12th and 13th. Some early exits, Alex Harris, Brian Traeger, Larry Bell. That will round out your running order. Again, another fantastic night of racing. We return next week, Road America. Then after that, we'll see. That one might be a race stream. That might be broadcasted. Unsure as of right now. Then we got September 27th, Nashville Fairgrounds. October 4th, Darlington. And then we wrap up the season October 11th at the Kansas Speedway. So again, another fantastic night of racing. This league, ever competitive as always. Really enjoyable night. Shout out to Andrew Griesbaum on his first win. But on that note, we will call it a night. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe on all the social medias, as well as here on Twitch and YouTube. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time in the pits.